Hello, and welcome back to the channel. You're watching Vidazra's Creations, and I'm Danita, the designer here. How have you been? It's been a minute, but I'm back. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been creating some bags. I've shown you a couple on shorts, and I decided I need to come on here and show you how to make a bag. I've shown you how to do basic stitches. I've shown you how to do a scarf. I walked you through making some other pieces, but I want to show you how to make a bag. So stay tuned, and maybe this video is going to be over a couple of days because I'm not sure if I'm going to finish the bag today, but let's see how we get on. And I just wanted to make sure that I did this intro so you know exactly what we're doing. I wanted to welcome you. Please sit back, relax, get your tools, and let's get into designing. All right, a couple of days have passed, and this is where I'm at. I did 21 rows, and this is where I'm going to stop in terms of getting the length of the bag. I'm just straightening it out just to make sure it lays flat, but now we have to go on to the next step. So the next thing I'm going to do is to seal off the bottom, then work on the straps, and then I'm also going to do the insert for the bottom of the bag. This is my pre-cut cardboard. I might make it a little bit smaller. I also have another piece just in case I want it a little longer, but let's seal off the bottom of the bag first. Here's how we do that. Right, so in order to do the bottom of the bag, remember we're doing that kind of enveloped style. So I'm just going to flip this bag, and we're going to kind of do an even distribution of the sides, right? So we're doing a fold. I am just going to use an extra crochet pin just to hold that to make sure that it lays how I want it to. Right? So this would essentially be how we're stitching it off, because when we do it like that, we would have that, and then we can do the fold, right, to get the base of the bag so it stands like that, right? Hopefully that makes sense. But once I do that, I actually want to flip it inside out so that I can stitch that part. So what I need to do is measure where I'm going to stitch. So if that is the part, so that means I'm going to stop here. So what I like to do is mark it off with pins, and you can do common pins. There's actually crochet pins that would really help in this case. You can also count it off just to get a proper measurement. So I'm going to do a combination of those things just to make sure. So once I do that fold, I actually need to cut this thread. This is where I had last stopped. So let's cut this, right? And then if I count how many stitches are in between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 7 and 7 on each side. So let's pull this main one out, and then I'm going to flip this on the inside out. If I lose those crochet needles, it's fine because we just counted it. See, we had one fall out. So we're just turning it on the other side. I'll just remove my pins entirely, straighten back out like that, right? And using the same measurement that we did, so it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's mark off 7 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's mark off 7 there, right? I think I'm putting it in 8 just because I want this to turn in a little. Now we're going to get the end of our thread, and what we're doing is closing the bottom here. So we're going to put single chain stitch through these two connecting. So these are two pieces, just as if you had a garment and you were going to use your machine and stitch it. That's exactly what we're doing, but we're crocheting it. I've been thinking about getting a sewing machine lately, because I feel like it would help a lot with these projects. And what I'm thinking of doing as well is lining my bags. So let me just repeat what I just did, just for those who are not following. So this is a thread. We're just going to lay it flat like that. We're going to push it through this loop of the first side of the bag, and then we're going to push it through the first loop there on the other side, pull it up and do a chain stitch. And then we're just going to basically keep doing that until we reach to where we've marked off. And you want to make sure that you're not skipping any loops so that it is even, going right along. How have you been finding this process? Comment below and tell me if you've actually tried making your bag, and tell me how it's working out for you. So I'm reaching to the end. I'm just going to remove that so that it doesn't hinder me. And I'm just going to stop where I know I've marked off. We had initially counted 7, but we decided to do 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where we're at. So we stop there, do the second stitch and just cut that. And while we're here, we can just interweave it so that it doesn't look undone. And we're just pulling it through back and forth to hide that stitch. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to hold it like this, right? Again, we can use our needle to have that. And then we're going to do the same thing. Find in the middle, like that. And then again, we're going to use our thread to connect these two parts, right? I'll remove my needle for now, just because it's easier for me to not work with it like that. I'm gonna lower it just so that it stays in the right position and then it's not in my way. So again, I get the thread, use the end of my needle, pull the chain through, and keep connecting all the top loops. You'll notice most times when I'm doing this, the thread that is left hanging, I just stitch it in between so that it disappears seamlessly and leaves a nice finish. Chain, cut that off, move the pin. We're going to go to the other side, lower it as well, just to keep it where I need it to stay. Right, make sure that it's even. Get the end of my thread, pull it through again. And we want to make sure that we're meeting it, so that's why I'm ensuring that it is stitched in the other side. And we're done. Take that off. And then that's what the bottom of the bag would look like from the underside. Now, let me flip it over and show you what that looks like. So now you'll see the bottom of the bag, and it has that, right? So now this is why we're going to have to get the cardboard piece, right? So the bottom of the bag, seamless. But instead of just putting the cardboard on the bottom by itself, number one, I want to make sure that the size is right. And then I also have to make a covering or sleeve for it. So just to make sure that the size is right, I straighten the bottom out and I measure it against it. So I just need to cut off a piece of it. Most of my stuff is freehand, but I mean, once you get the hang of what you're doing, you know, it's kind of easy to freelance it. And then just for softer corners, I'm just going to do a circular cut like that. So this will be perfect. Just to measure it off, I put it there, right? And you'll see how seamless it is. I'm going to go ahead and make the sleeve for it. This cardboard could actually be longer. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually short. So I have another piece. Let me just do a longer piece because I want it to fit in the back better. So we'll save this for a future project. So we can use this just to get the width. It would be nice if I use a bigger scissors, but this will do. Nevertheless, we make do what we do. Alright, so I just want to make sure that it's even. We get the softer corners. This is actually the right length, so this gives some softer corners. Okay. Let's see how this fits. Yeah. We like that. So that will give a comfortable sitting at the bottom. So all I need to do now is cover it so that I don't have raw cardboard sitting at the bottom of the bag. So in order to do that, we're gonna do a little bit of what we did initially to make the bag. So let's just take that out for now. And we need to go and do some chain stitch. So 1, and we're counting all the way to the length of this insert. So we've come to the length, right? And then we're gonna do some double crochets. and we're going to do a few rows of the double crochet. My guess is we need to do at least 8 to 9 rows to completely fit this sleeve. So let's work on that, and we'll be right back to see how we finish the sleeve. All right, so we've completed 11 rows, and I just basically turned it, fold it like this, and then I'm going to join just by doing some stitches, and we're going to go all the way around, and then we can put our insert in. To make sure that we're just going in the top. Once we come around, we're just going to go right around the corner, because this is going to be an enclosed slip. Just cut the end, and you know I like to pull the thread that's hanging in between these stitches just to enclose it, give a nice finish. All right, we're going to put our cardboard inside the slip, push it envelope it really nice. It's going to be a snug fit because of course we don't need to make it too big. Extra perfect fits. So what I had done with the last one is kind of do a string that goes through here, just in case the owner of the bag wants to remove the cardboard and use this as a pencil case or umbrella case, you know. So we'll do about 100 chain, maybe 80 chain stitches, and well, let's just do it together and just loop it through. So really fast. So this is 50. I think you can stop at 50. So let's cut it out and just loop that through the top. So we'll just put, just like a shoelace, right? Just put it through the holes. And slip it inside, and that would be the slip. Let's just insert it to the base of the bag. And just making sure that it lays flat. Because it has no contents in there, it's a little ill-shaped. So what we'll do is form row, just to kind of form the shape. We're going to put some threads in there just to weigh it down until we're completely finished with the bag. Then it will gain shape. Right? We love it. So the bag is not yet complete, very close to being complete, but we do need to add the straps. And so we're going to work on the straps, and basically we're going to do one long strap across here. So right now, like we did with this, I think I want to use the same 14 to match up with the base, right? So I'm going to measure it, right? So we want to make sure that it's even. And then once it's even, I'm going to count 14, and I want 7 on one side, 7 on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This looks like 8. Like 8. We did 8 on the bottom, so let's do 8 on the top. So 8 will land us here. So we're going to put our needle into the number 8 slot, and we're going to start with our chain. We're going to do a double, so we do 2 chain stitches on top and do double crochet all around. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Right? I'm gonna make sure that it's even. You see that? And then basically we're just gonna keep adding so we have the strap that comes over. I'll work on that and then I'll check back in when I'm about halfway through. All right, so we're just about done. I think I have enough length for the straps. Let's just do one more for good grace. So basically, we're just doing some double crochets. So 1, 2, so now that we have that last one, I'm going to make sure that this is straight. And we're going to line it up. So we're going to find the other side. I'm just going to flip it like so. And measure it in half just to make sure that it's equal. So this is how the strap will be. So I flip it like that, and then put this in the middle, right? And then measure that up. Now we get our needle. Just going to join that, making sure that it's tight enough to keep the bag secure. And of course we're going to conceal that. And that is your bag. There you have it.